Long time no see. Welcome back, horror enthusiasts, to our channel. Today, we're delving into the spine-chilling world of the Sallie house, a place that has gained notoriety for its terrifying hauntings and unexplained phenomena. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our hair-raising explorations. Let's dive into the chilling history of the Sallie house. The Sallie house is a location in Atchison, Kansas, that has gained notoriety for its alleged paranormal activity and hauntings. The Sallie house has not just been called the most haunted house in Kansas, but the most haunted house in the entire USA, passing hands multiple times to different owners through its history. Built in the 1800s, the home has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, a modest home filled with ghosts. It was built for Michael Finney and his family, who lived in the home until 1947. 4 members of the Finney family died of natural causes in the home throughout the years, and the home housed multiple families during its time. None, however, would be as memorable as the Pickmans. This young couple, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, bought the home in the 1990s. They soon started to experience strange, sometimes even violent occurrences in the home. Though the home is referred to as the Sallie house, there's no steadfast proof that a girl named Sallie ever resided there. However, there are reports of a man named Dr. Charles Finney owning the home and operating his office out of the first floor of the residence. The legend of Sallie arose when Dr. Finney attempted to perform emergency surgery on Sallie, which resulted in her death. 2 versions of the Sallie story exist, one being that a woman rushed to her ailing 6-year-old after the girl was complaining of severe abdominal pain. When Dr. Finney realized that the girl's appendix was on the verge of rupture, he opted to perform her surgery at his residence, without any anesthetics. She later died on the operating table. In the other version, Sallie was born as a result of an affair that Dr. Finney was having. When the little girl became ill, her mother brought her to Finney, since he would not allow her to go to the hospital for fear that his extramarital affairs would be exposed. Instead, he performed her emergency surgery himself. The details surrounding the alleged death of Sallie, the young girl associated with the Sallie house, are not entirely clear and are shrouded in mystery. The story of Sallie's death is part of the legend and lore surrounding the haunted house, but there is limited historical documentation to confirm the authenticity of the events. There are also variations in the age of Sallie at the time of her death. It's important to note that the details of Sallie's death have been embellished and elaborated upon over time, as is often the case with urban legends and ghost stories. The true historical accuracy of these accounts is difficult to ascertain due to the lack of verifiable records and documentation. As with many aspects of the paranormal, the specifics of Sallie's death remain a subject of debate and speculation among those interested in the paranormal and the history of the Sallie house. After Tony and Debbie Pickman moved in, a month passed without activity. Once they began to settle into their new home, lights started to dim on their own, and animals began to act strangely. After the birth of their son, the activity picked up even more, and strange molds grew on household items. At one point, the couple even returned home from a day out to find all of the nursery's stuffed animals in a circle on the floor. That night, Tony began to feel intense burning on his back, and it was later discovered that he had 3 significant scratches running down his spine. After learning the home's history and about the story of Sallie, the Pickmans attempt to embrace Sallie as a sort of phantom daughter. Soon after, the attacks on Tony continued. During their child's birthday party, a doll even caught on fire for no apparent reason. After 2 years of being assaulted mentally and physically in the home, the Pickmans finally moved out. Debbie Pickman now believes that Sallie was not the spirit of a little girl, but a malevolent entity posing as a child in order to gain the trust. Over the years, various reports of paranormal phenomena and unexplained occurrences have been associated with the Sallie house. Some of the reported experiences include apparitions of Sallie. Witnesses have claimed to see the apparition of a young girl, believed to be Sallie, roaming the house. She is often described as wearing a white dress and appearing as a child. Scratches and physical attacks. Visitors and occupants of the Sallie house have reported experiencing scratches, bruises, and other unexplained physical injuries. Some claim that these injuries occur suddenly and seemingly without any physical cause. Moving objects. Objects reportedly move on their own, sometimes in a dramatic and noticeable manner. This phenomenon is often associated with the presence of Sallie or other spirits. EVP recordings, electronic voice phenomena, EVP recordings, have captured what some believe to be voices and messages from the spirit world. These recordings are often interpreted as attempts by Sallie or other entities to communicate. Shadow figures. Witnesses have reported seeing shadowy figures moving around the house, sometimes out of the corner of their eyes. These figures are often linked to paranormal activity. Disembodied voices. Voices and whispers are said to be heard throughout the house, even when no one else is present. Some claim that these voices respond to questions or make unsettling statements. Cold spots and temperature changes. Cold spots and sudden drops in temperature have been documented in various areas of the house. These temperature fluctuations are often associated with the presence of spirits. Psychological disturbances. Some individuals who have spent time in the Sallie house have reported feeling a sense of unease, anxiety, and even aggression. Some attribute these feelings to the influence of the alleged paranormal activity. Objects, levitating. There are accounts of objects seemingly levitating or moving on their own accord. This phenomenon is often linked to the presence of spirits or poltergeist activity. Disturbing dreams. People who have stayed in the house or visited it have claimed to experience vivid and disturbing dreams during their time there. It was discovered in the early 2000s that a pentagram was drawn on the basement floor of the home. Satanic ritualistic remnants have even been discovered, as well as a luminol test that was performed which highlighted signs of blood spatter in the closet of the master bedroom. Luminol is a substance that highlights the proteins found in blood underneath a black light. These days, the home sits as a spectacle, a macabre attraction for ghost investigators hoping to solve the mysteries of the home. All these occurrences, along with the backstory of Sallie's alleged death, have contributed to the Sallie house's reputation as a hotspot for paranormal activity. However, it's important to note that skepticism exists, and many of these experiences can potentially be explained through natural phenomena, psychological factors, and suggestibility. Numerous paranormal investigators and enthusiasts have conducted investigations at the Sallie house to gather evidence of its alleged haunting. However, skeptics argue that many of these experiences could be attributed to natural explanations, suggestible states, or other psychological factors. The Sallie house has become a subject of interest in the world of paranormal investigation, and its reputation has led to books, documentaries, and various media coverage. It's important to note that while the stories and experiences associated with the Sallie house are compelling, the true nature of the phenomena remains a topic of debate, with believers and skeptics offering differing interpretations of the reported events. Whether you're a die-hard believer in the paranormal or a steadfast skeptic, the Sallie house continues to intrigue and terrify those who dare to learn more about its history. The untold story of the Sallie house horror invites us to question the boundaries between the real and the supernatural. If you're up for a bone-chilling adventure, why not plan a visit and experience the mystery for yourself? Thanks for joining me on this exploration of the Sallie house. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow horror enthusiasts. It will help me a lot. Until next time, stay curious and keep seeking the truth in the shadows.